This is not just a rally. This is not just a flag. This is a warning signal to power. Thousands on the streets, one leader at the center, and a national flag turned into a weapon of protest. Tonight, Uganda is watching, Africa is watching, and the world is starting to pay attention. This week, the streets of Uganda were filled with a powerful and emotional sight. Supporters of opposition leader Bobi Wine gathered in large numbers, waving the national flag during a political rally that is now making international headlines. What looked like a simple show of patriotism was, in reality, a bold political statement. Bobi Wine, whose real name is Robert Kyagulanyi, is not just a politician. He is a former musician, a youth icon, and the strongest opposition voice against President Yoweri Museveni, a man who has ruled Uganda for nearly 4 decades. As the country moves closer to the upcoming presidential elections, political tension is rising rapidly. And this rally made one thing clear: the opposition is not backing down. The flag as a symbol of defiance at the center of this rally was one powerful symbol: Uganda's national flag. Supporters held it high, waved it in the air, wrapped it around their shoulders, and raised it above their heads as a sign of resistance. This was not accidental. For Bobi Wine's supporters, the flag represents more than the nation. It represents ownership of the country. It represents the people's voice. And it represents a challenge to a government they believe has ruled for too long. The message was simple but strong. We are not against Uganda. We are Uganda. Government warning and police pressure. Ugandan authorities have reacted sharply. Police officials have warned that the national flag should not be misused during political demonstrations. Security forces have increased their presence around opposition events. Some rallies have been restricted, delayed, or closely monitored. In the past, Bobi Wine himself has faced arrests, travel blocks, and violent crackdowns on his supporters. Despite these risks, the crowd still came out, and they came out holding the flag, openly, deliberately, and fearlessly. Who is Bobi Wine? Bobi Wine is not a traditional politician. He rose from the streets through music, speaking about poverty, corruption, and youth frustration. He calls himself the ghetto president, a voice for ordinary Ugandans, especially the youth. Uganda has one of the youngest populations in the world, and Bobi Wine's support base is largely young, urban, and politically restless. To them, this election is not just about leadership, it is about the future. Elections and a longtime ruler. President Yoweri Museveni has been in power since 1986. He is seeking yet another midterm, extending one of Africa's longest-running presidencies. Opposition groups argue that the political system is heavily tilted in favor of the ruling party through control of security forces, media restrictions, and legal pressure. The government denies these claims and says it is maintaining order and stability. But the images from this rally tell a different story. Why this rally matters? This rally was not about numbers alone. It was about symbolism. By using the national flag, Bobi Wine's supporters are sending a dangerous message to those in power. Dangerous not because it is violent, but because it is legitimate. You cannot easily ban a flag. You cannot easily silence patriotism. And you cannot label it as foreign influence. That is what makes this movement powerful. International attention grows. International observers, human rights organizations, and global media outlets are now closely watching Uganda. Concerns remain about freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, and the treatment of opposition leaders. As Election Day approaches, the pressure on the Ugandan government is increasing, not just from inside the country,